Hello and welcome to another edition of TV1 News. I'm Jasmine Irojak. In this edition, Big Rooster gets 1 million kina incentive over Jan 10 riot, potential for rugby to build tourism, and captains fired up for Digicel Cup. Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, Soroy Eoe, is deeply concerned about the constant lack of reporting by provincial governments on their performances and has appealed to the provinces to submit their annual reports as required by law. Under the Organic Law on Provincial and Local Level Governments, Section 119, all provincial governments are required to submit their annual performance reports on time, but this hasn't been happening consistently over the last 10 years. A report from the Department of Intergovernment Relations revealed that more than half of the provincial governments failed to comply with this necessary requirement, especially from 2014 to 2023. Minister Eoe is deeply concerned because this lack of compliance undermines the principles of transparency and accountability that are fundamental to our governance and hampers our ability to effectively monitor and enhance service delivery across the nation. During the chaotic events of January the 10th, 2024, many businesses were affected significantly. Today, the government presented a 1 million kina check to one of Papua New Guinea's household fast food businesses, Big Rooster. The funds come under Phase 3 of government assistance to businesses affected by January the 10th, 2024 riots. Rooster, one of Papua New Guinea's leading retail fast food chain in PNG, has been in the country since 1987 and has 30 locations. The civil unrest that occurred on January the 10th, 2024 in the nation's capital impacted the business among many others. Acting Chief Secretary to Government Ivan Pomaliu presented a check of 1 million kina to Big Rooster Managing Director Salim Chamadia to resuscitate the business and keep it running and serving the country. The funds come under Phase 3 of government assistance to businesses affected by January 10, 2024 riots.
In the specific case of Big Rooster, obviously a household name for many of us. They lost business premises, the biggest one being the Badili and Koki businesses. And we value firstly their patience. We understood the extent of the damages that business incurred and the losses and difficulties of rebuilding.
Pomaliu said the funds are by no means the full extent of what Big Rooster requires and is considered an initial payment. He said there is some commitment to continue to support Big Rooster and other businesses who suffered the effects of the riots. Late 2024 saw 50 million kina released as the second tranche of a 270 million kina relief package to support businesses affected by last year's riots. So far, government has cleared 33.4 million kina and a balance of 17 million in business support remains for clearance and sits with the processes with the Department of Finance.
Difficulties that we go through, but recognizing us, and we keep looking forward to more system sooner the better. But whatever is done, we appreciate all the time because it will just help us to go through the process and go through our problems and we get where we need to get.
Furthermore, Big Rooster issues a statement saying with assistance from the government over the 5 years, its primary objective will be to stabilize and strengthen the business by consolidating operations, enhancing customer experience, upgrading store infrastructure, and streamlining supply chain logistics. This phase will focus on building a solid foundation in preparation for broader franchising. They intend to gradually franchise select outlets to local entrepreneurs under a strict and training framework. Papua New Guinea has the opportunity to create a genuine tourism opportunity through the PNG National Rugby League franchise, Chief Executive Officer Andrew Hill at the inaugural tourism conference highlighted how PNG is the only other team in the Pacific, apart from Australia and New Zealand, to have an NRL team. Hill says come to 2028, PNG's tourism sector must be ready to cater for the influx of passionate rugby league fans that will come to stay for more than a duration of one game. Stating that they will have money and time to spend, PNG must be ready.
An NRL team based in Papua New Guinea from 2028 is an incredibly exciting opportunity for the country, especially for the tourism sector. Chief Executive Officer, PNG NRL franchise Andrew Hill, speaking at the inaugural tourism conference this week, stated that PNG is poised to create genuine tourism opportunities through the Rugby League franchise.
What we do know is that Australian, New Zealand and English rugby league fans are some of the most devoted sports fans in the world who will follow their football team. We also know that PNG generally, for an Aussie, is an unknown destination.
Hill says rugby league fans have proven their passion for the game over the years overseas and in PNG.
Now, what we do know about our sports tourism, they come for more than the 80 minutes. They generally come for a 3 or 4 day period. They're going to be looking for things to do in Port Moresby. What are the recreational options in Port Moresby? I ask you because I need the answer. I need to sell 15,000 plus tickets every fortnight. Not only is it about a rugby league game, it's about an experience of looking at a new part of the world that is an unknown.
The CEO underscored that it is important that all sectors, not just tourism, need to work together to create a positive image for Papua New Guinea. In March 2024, the NRL regular season games were held outside Australia and New Zealand for the first time in Las Vegas, United States. The 2024 event saw Manly Warriga beat South Sydney and Sydney beat Brisbane. This one-day event generated for the state of Nevada 100 million Australian dollars, with 40,000 visitors travelling into the state from Australia, New Zealand and England to support their teams.
However, we have an opportunity together, collectively, in partnership, to change some of those mindsets. I brought Cameron Smith, potentially the greatest player that's ever played rugby league, and he works in a lot of media, to PNG last month. Yes, because I know Cameron very well, come and help me, come and help build the club. But he's on radio, he's on TV. Did he have a good time in PNG? Yes, he did. Does he see potential for a rugby league team in PNG? Bloody oath. If it's cash for comment, who cares? He's talking positively about PNG. He's talking positively. He's talking positively about the opportunity, that some of the perceptions are not quite real.
Hill emphasized that come 2028, rugby league fans from around the world and especially Australia will flock to PNG to support their teams. PNG needs to look at case studies and replicate the successes and ensure that visitors' whole experience is positive, from their arrival at the airport to transportation to their accommodations, leisure activities before and after the games, and attending the games. Maricela Kelleton, TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. We'll be back with the day's other stories after the break. Stay tuned.
From mountains to the ocean, Here, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Add your kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Open it.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young plana lapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Welcome back. Western Pacific University celebrated the first batch of its graduates today. Keynote speaker and member for Yalibu Pangia, Peter O'Neill, urged the graduates to strive for a better future. He emphasized the importance of education as a key to unlocking opportunities and creating positive change in their communities. He further highlighted the university's role in empowering local students and contributing to the socio-economic development of Southern Highlands Province and the country as a whole. The first graduation of WPU marks a significant milestone for the university and the immediate community. The ceremony served as a reminder of the transformative potential of education and the responsibility that graduates have to lead and make a difference in the world. The event was attended by Provincial Member for Southern Highlands, William Powie, Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Kinoka Feo, and families of the graduates. 454 students graduated yesterday at the Madang Technical College. They received diplomas, technical trade certificates, and national certificates in various trade courses. Minister for the Department of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Kinoka Feo, called on the graduating students to create a culture of discipline and hard work in order to persevere in their life goals and ambitions.
The Madang Technical College celebrated with its 52nd batch of graduating students. Minister for the Department of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Kinoka Feo, was guest of honor and keynote speaker. During his address, he pointed out that the youth must contribute to nation building. They should not be loitering the streets, but instead have an urgency to do something productive. Provincial Education Advisor Alphonse Igag commended the college for producing trade specialists who can contribute to nation building. He said the college has transformed significantly over the years as it provides more education opportunities for young people to pursue a career. He also provided direction to the graduates to pursue employment overseas should they be presented with an opportunity.
The department in all sectors are always transforming. They're always restructuring. Papua New Guinea cannot remain the same. Papua New Guinea, we know, it's a place or a country where employment is scarce. The government is not doing enough to create employment for young people. There is that imbalance. The number of students that go out of universities and colleges and the opportunities which are there, it just doesn't add up. My good principal and the staff, we have to start engaging, and we also have to start talking to create opportunities for our college students to also go overseas. They are better prepared, they have the necessary skills, the knowledge, and of course, the maturity to survive in foreign universities.
Mr. Igag also encouraged them to utilize the skills and knowledge acquired to tap into entrepreneurship if formal employment is hard to come by. He admitted that there is an imbalance in the country in terms of a large number of graduates leaving school with less job opportunities.
Graduation is one thing, but the reality of life will hit you in the face. After you take off that gown, after you take off the tie, where do you go? What is next? That's reality. There are so many graduates throughout the year. Where do they end up? Like this lot in front of us here this morning. Where do we expect these ones to end up? You'll have to live with the artifacts of life. They just fade into society. It is an unfortunate truth for you people. Those of you who are lucky, you got sour pairs, you find a place. You know got sour pairs, you fade into oblivion. Moving forward, your hope is within yourself. You are mature, you can think and decide for yourself. You have been given proper trade skills here at this college, and hopefully you can use that to create something for yourself.
135 students graduated with a diploma, 73 with a technical trade certificate, and 246 acquired national certificates. The graduation theme was quality education and relevant skills training for nation building. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
After a few weeks of delivering bags of cement towards supporting a youth initiative, Madang Town Mayor Peter Yalsi officially opened the Luship DCA compound boat stop dock. The seventh-day Adventist Youth Program initiated by the church was to encourage youths to meaningfully participate and empower and transform communities they live in.
Commuters, especially women, face difficulty when accessing the boat stop. They have to climb up loose stones and navigate tree routes to and from the boat stop. Thanks to youths of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, a boat stop dock has been improved for ease of access. This small initiative was supported by Madang Town Mayor Peter Yalsi, who believes that youth participation in community initiatives gives them purpose and transforms the communities they live in. On behalf of women at Luship DCA compound, Lovi Akau thanked the SDA youths and appealed to the community to look after the dock as an essential service rendered.
Service provided freely using initiative. Plenty blame me put down, me one problem all too. But me talk thank you. President Blol Youth, Lady Molo Woki Disla, place community, big plus something, you must look out in. Meaning that you may not can bagarap in because we cannot do it.
Ward Council member Son Dambui said he had received a letter requesting assistance to have the dock fixed, but accounts were still closed and he couldn't give the support at the time they needed it. With provincial accounts now open, he is able to ensure that the boat stop dock is maintained and expanded further out to the sea. Dambui was proud to mention that a water project is underway in the community as well.
Ulmaneri, me like giving big thank you, Blomi Golong, especially all youths. You blow walking this bridge. Yes, mix him, pass blah, mix him talk same. But me must talk you straight. Me blah up and down in the office. Me no blah something. Me no help you blah. Na lik me got me walk wara. You blah team. Community na you blah walking. Why me cancel me no thing loose. You blah boys why me can look him. Na me put him on blah coins slow hand blah you blah long. At least maintain him this lah. Bridge why play can walk him. Big blah lik open lik for kind of channel.
Mayor Yalsi and the Ward Council member intend to build proper boat stop docks at both ends of the boat stops with shelter for waiting passengers.
Now na iho ba mayor ba take lead lo this project lo finishing this bridge. So obviously mayor ba completing this happy stop next time go finishing lo up because time development mixing place. Madang mixing place this ay ba mi miss out lo wambla bridge lo service lo walkboard le go lo nga ba mi miss out. So before lo imi ba miss out, now mayor working commitment that me ba find out lo this area, na me ba make sure say me ba working cement bridge lam na ba mi tira ba kapa house blah. Lo sit down lem lo.
The community said this small assistance will go a long way in easing transportation of people and cargo. the boat transport system is very reliable when bus service stops in the evenings or even at night when there is an emergency. Frida Kana, TV1 News.
The Independent Consumer and Competition Commission this week announced the new retail fuel prices for April 2025, which took effect on Tuesday, 8th of April 2025. For this month, the indicative retail prices for petrol, diesel and kerosene will all decrease on average throughout Papua New Guinea, consistent with the movements in the international crude oil prices. In Port Moresby, petrol is at 4 kina 29 per litre, diesel at 4 kina 1 per litre, and kerosene at 3 kina 72 per litre. ICCC states that the decrease in average crude oil prices in March 2025 was mainly attributed to lower demand caused by global trade tensions and the United States tariffs. The decrease was further exacerbated by market sentiments on plans to increase crude oil supply by the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies. Now the market report. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2458 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2383, $0.3807 Australian dollars, 0.2046 euro and 30.02 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee and copper closed higher, cocoa, palm oil, crude oil and copper closed lower, and on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower and all ordinaries closed lower. TV1 News continues after these short messages. Stay with us.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
This honking is doing your head in. Why don't you go and put a stop to it? Oh, maybe not.
Bing bang bing. Bing bing bang.
Boom! The One Talk jackpot is rolling over week on week. 650,000 kina. Get your tickets now. Draws every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Play now at 321lotto.com.pg or any of your 321 authorized retailer. 321. Win big every day.
Life is about making memories, sharing new adventures. Go beyond the familiar. Don't let bacteria hold you back from experiencing the world. Protex uses natural antibacterial protection with flaxseed oil and eliminates 99.9% of bacteria. Free yourself. Go beyond with Protex.
Welcome back. In regional news, watching the twists and turns on tariffs, Anthony Albanese admits the U.S. president has confounded countries. with his many changes of mind. But both the Prime Minister and the opposition leader, Peter Dutton, are also hesitant to accept an offer from China to team up in a new approach to world trade.
There's no escaping allusions to the US president. The world's been trumped. And everyone's got something to say about it.
They'll squeeze us. The other thing is it may drop off sales as well, particularly if the tariffs go up.
From a Melbourne manufacturing hub,
I will stand up for our best interests in our negotiations with the US.
This is our little beach.
To the sandy shores of the Coral Sea.
The US administration changes its position on a regular basis.
By his own admission, the great adventure the tariff saga's become has confounded governments and negotiators. If re-elected, Anthony Albanese plans to plead his own case.
I intend to go, but we're not getting ahead of ourselves.
The Prime Minister of our country needs to have the strength of leadership to stand up for our interests.
In the teeth of stiff trade headwinds comes a hands-across-the-water moment. President Xi's ambassador to Canberra has written publicly that China does not engage in trade barriers, protectionism or unilateralism, erasing Beijing's $20 billion five-year lockout of Australian exports. He then proposes China and Australia join hands to defend the multilateral trading system.
Bullies don't respect weakness. I believe that we can work very closely with China on building our trading relationship and have a respectful relationship with China.
We will speak for ourselves. And Australia's position is that free and fair trade is a good thing.
Trade, especially selling iron ore and coal, is a big deal for the federal budget, and lately the bounty from those two commodities alone has far exceeded Treasury's wildest forecasts. Now, assuming that continues, the coalition's promising to put what it calls windfall revenue into a sealed fund to pay down debt for decades to come.
Under a coalition government, mining windfalls will not just disappear.
They say it's for future generations.
Where's Albanese?
There's nowhere to be seen.
Are you Peter Dutton?
I am, yeah.
Who won the election? You or Albanese?
Well, it's coming up. It's in about 3 weeks' time.
3 to go, with the bemused, the inquisitive and the undecided.
You might be getting a lot less chocolate for your buck this Easter due to shrinkflation.
If you're a sweet tooth like me, you should prepare to spend more on your Easter goods this Easter time. Consumer Group Choice says that there's been a 33% rise in the price of chalky eggs and bunnies per 100 grams. So if you're looking for a 24-pack of Easter eggs, that will cost you an extra $3 more, but you're actually getting 2 less, 22 in total. Choice says this is shrinkflation, where consumers are getting slugged with higher prices but getting less in return. And they say that the unprecedented rise in cocoa prices around the world, but also global tariffs and the international trade environment are behind these price increases. They say that Cadbury, Nestle and Aldi supermarkets are among the worst offenders, and they're calling on consumers to keep their eyes peeled for any goods or bargains that appear too good to be true. And they're also calling on the ACCC to clamp down on price gouging and make sure that consumers are better protected. It means that you may be having to hunt around for some better bargains this Easter time.
Sydney's Royal Easter Show starts tomorrow when the country comes to the city. It's 5 days full of animals, a new blacksmith's exhibit, and the return of some fan favourites.
Hi, welcome to the Sydney Royal Easter Show. We've had a bit of a sneak peek today. It's incredible as always. But we started the day at Jamison Station. This is a new thing, right? And where you can get your hands dirty. So you can do blacksmithing, you can milk a cow, you can pan for gold, you can hug and cuddle some beautiful baby goats. The goats were just so cute today, I almost died. And the Country Hour will be broadcasting from there tomorrow, so we'd love for you to come and say hello. It's our 80th anniversary year of the Country Hour, the longest running radio program in the Southern Hemisphere, and we love agriculture, we love animals. Now the other thing that's really different this year is the Canadian logging team. Those guys are crazy. We have a really huge tradition of logging in Australia, and there's an incredible competition, a global competition around that, but these guys do log rolling as well as axe throwing, and it just strikes me as incredibly dangerous. We met one of the young female members of their team. That's Melissa Dimitri from Connecticut.
Freshman year in high school, I joined the Wamogo Timber team, and ever since then I loved it. I did it in college, and then after in college, that's actually how I found out about the Paul Bunyan Lumberjack Show. So as soon as I graduated, I went to University of New Hampshire. As soon as I graduated that, I started doing the shows, and I absolutely loved it.
Went down to the arena after that and spent some time watching the incredible teams in terms of the stunt machines, the street performers. It's really an outstanding exhibition. The fireworks can't be missed. But we also caught up with Dave Manchon from Rooftop Express. Now, he's been here before a few times. He has an incredible rodeo show, particularly, really. And he's also got a herd of bison. And last year I saw this herd. They've got bigger. And so watching them parade, stampede really around the arena is one of the highlights of the show. If you've watched Yellowstone, you will want to see that herd of bison around the arena. And the other thing that we want to mark this year is the 125th anniversary of the district exhibits. Now, the district exhibits is that competition in the food dome. There are big displays featuring regions all around New South Wales. And this has been a really outstanding competition over the years. You want to have a close look at the vegetables that are on produce. There's tens of thousands of vegetables, 250 people involved in setting up those exhibitions, and they're judged on the food. And there's stuff there that you won't ever see in a supermarket. So there's huge pumpkins, huge watermelons, huge cucumbers, the kind of stuff that they used to feed livestock and was critical in the early days of the colony. So it's time to reflect on the incredible history of the district exhibits. 125 years this year is what they're marking. And I think the other thing to remember about the Sydney Royal Easter Show, we love the ag side. This is a unique show for its agricultural participation, one of the biggest and the best in the world, I'm told. So we'll see you at the Sydney Royal Easter Show this year, starting tomorrow.
A woman gave birth to a baby that was not hers after Monash IVF mistakenly transferred a different patient's embryo. The incident, which it says was due to human error, occurred at Brisbane's clinic. Monash IVF has apologized and says it will conduct an independent investigation into the incident.
A really awful mix-up occurred here at the Monash IVF clinic in Brisbane. Now, Monash IVF is blaming human error for the swapping of the wrong thawed embryo to the wrong birth parents. Now, they say they were alerted to this incident back in February when the birth parents requested to have the remainder of their embryos transferred to another clinic. When Monash IVF went to fulfil that, they found that there was an additional embryo. Then an investigation was launched and this error was uncovered. Now, Monash IVF has apologised for this incident. They say they're devastated by what's happened and will assist the parents, both sets of parents, through what is a really awful situation. Now, they say that this is a process that they're now scrutinising but are confident that it is an isolated incident. Now, experts that the ABC has spoken to say that these issues are extremely rare, although they're not unheard of overseas. Now, late last year, the New York Times reported on two sets of parents that gave birth to the wrong biological children. That was due to an embryo swap. And they raised those children for some months before having to make the extremely difficult decision to transfer the children back to the right biological parents. And errors have also occurred in IVF here in Australia. We've seen incidences where the wrong sperm donor was used for the wrong parents, and that raised a lot of concerns about the need for genetic testing and things like that. Now, Monash IVF has also faced its own scrutiny. Late last year, it settled a $56 million class action lawsuit due to the fact that it was alleged to have used inaccurate genetic testing and also that it destroyed viable embryos. Now, although Monash IVF settled in that case, they were not required to admit fault. But although this will be causing a lot of distress to a lot of people that are going through the IVF process, experts are at pains to say that these incidences, these errors, are extreme.
Many parents know how hard it is to get their kids on a wait list for childcare, But for people living in already disadvantaged areas, it's even worse. These areas have been labelled daycare deserts.
Bethan Rees enrolled daughter Ada in daycare when she was 4 months pregnant, but it wasn't early enough to secure a place. She lived in Alice Springs, one of the country's childcare deserts.
Not having enough days meant that I had to give up a job that I was really passionate about.
Ada was nearly 2 when she finally got 1 day a week of care, but it wasn't worth the wait. The centre's overstretched conditions shocked her mum.
Things like her sleep routine and her attachment were really affected during that time.
The impact of kids like Ada missing out has now been quantified in a new report. The Mitchell Institute found disadvantaged kids can start to lag behind in educational outcomes from as young as 2.
By the time that children reach school, that trajectory is really set. When children start school behind, they stay behind.
The report's authors say early intervention is the solution. But with 1 in 4 Australians living in childcare deserts, the most vulnerable are missing out.
In some neighbourhoods, there can be up to 16 children competing for one childcare spot, which is just not good enough.
Both sides of politics are trying to convince voters they have the answers. Labor says it'll fund 3 days a week of care for all kids, and it's got $1 billion fund to build centres in childcare deserts. The coalition is yet to release its policy, but says it'll provide a flexible alternative with local solutions in regional areas.
Are you going to put it on for me?
No doubt an issue front of mind for parents of kids like Ada.
And that ends the news segment. In sports, Digicel ExxonMobil Cup returns and Charlie Booker regains captaincy for Lahanis.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
Welcome back. The Digicel ExxonMobil Cup season 2025 has returned with PRK Gulf ISO meeting West New Britain franchise Kimbe Cutters in the season opener tomorrow at the Humphreys Oval in Kimbe before Asila Wagi Tumbe host Bintango Goroka Lahanis at the John Ambane Oval in Minj, Jiwaka Province.
Digicel ExxonMobil Cup is back. The Kimbe Cutters and Gulf ISO both struggled last season with inconsistent performances throughout the year, have now vowed to make amends for their poor performance. Cutters captain Ja Hogan said during the competition launch that they are more determined to make their mark this season and make the finals at the end of the regular season. They will have to prove themselves in the match against ISO. They are genuine with their words. Gulf ISO, on the other hand, failed to register a single win and finished the 2024 season at the bottom of the competition. They attracted a lot of negative comments about their poor on-field performance, but retained the same squad for this season. Captain Eliakim Lukara expressed confidence that they can only learn from this experience and do better.
Last year we played a young plus squad, but we still keep him this last squad staff, maintaining this last squad. People are loose, but people are like him plenty or something last year. We play see experience and play really loose here. Motivation talking. Plenty time we start talking more boys. Even you may lose, not gonna give up. Just push. On play time by reach one something like here.
ISO will once again be coached by Roger Laka. This time, they enter the competition with a point to prove. The opposition team, on the other hand, will be coached by Albert Patak. The other match on the day is between Bintango Goroka Lahanis and Asila Wagi Tumbe. Sunday's fixture feature Mandy Muruks against Engamioks. Port Moresby Vipers play Central Dabaris in a local derby before Late Tigers meet Egma Gurias. The grand final rematch between Hela Wigman and Hagen Eagles wrap up the round 1 games. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
After regaining the club's trust and respect through his dedication in the off-season, Bintango Goroka Lahani's veteran number 9, Charlie Booker, will be leading a revamped Lahani side when they face Ansila Wagi Tumbe in round 1 of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup this Saturday in Minj. Booker's primary goal is to revive the winning spirit from last year's training, setting a strong tone for this year's campaign. 2025 looks promising for the Lahani's community, and is hopeful that under Booker's leadership, the team can bounce back and make a strong showing in the upcoming season. Charlie Booker, captain Bintango Goroka Lahanis. The Goroka leg of the PNG BRL Bid Pool B tournament ended in a thrilling finish with Goroka Under-18 Female Open Girls Division taking out the challenge over an equally determined Mount Hagen Under-18 outfit in a hard-fought match that ended in a draw 8-all. But the match went in favor of Goroka due to the for and against score line. Goroka Under-18 girls, along with the Laimi Under-15 and Under-17 boys, advanced to Port Moresby to face the winners of Pool A on May 10. Here is Terry Longwood with a post-match interview with the winning coach.
Because we were all focusing on the skills, perfecting those skills in the academy. So I believe in perfecting the skills. The whole outcome is winning, and the girls have performed beyond my expectations today. I'm very proud of them, and I expect more in the second game. I really want to help in the development space. And yes, we have big things happening, and especially promoting equality for women in sports. That's all what we want to see here. And having the privilege to come here in my hometown, girls from my own town, encouraging them and empowering them to become leaders and, lead on so the future generation can follow. And yeah, they can show that they can play rugby league.
Rugby league pathway programs are crucial for developing talent and fostering a love for the sport by providing structured opportunities for players to progress from grassroots level to elite competition. Andrew Hill, Chief Executive Officer, PNG NRL franchise, says Papua New Guinea has plenty more Elsie Alberts and Justin Olams, and the reality of PNG is that our talent do not start playing structured rugby league until they're 15 years old, and that needs to be changed.
Rugby League pathway programs are crucial for developing talent and fostering a love for the sport by providing structured opportunities for players to progress from grassroots level to elite competition. These programs, like the PNG NRL bid, now Franchise Academy, offer training, life skills modules, and opportunities to represent their school and country. They also create a sense of community and belonging, as well as providing a clear path for young players to reach their potential. Chief Executive Officer, PNG NRL franchise Andrew Hill, says rugby league needs to be introduced to children at an age earlier than 15 years old, but in a safe environment.
Rugby league needs to be played in a safe environment, and for entry level we have modified games. Being a world leader back in 1980, we were the first major sport around the world to introduce a modified version of the game. We want to absolutely introduce that. There is a couple of pilot programs here in Port Moresby. We call it mini league, little footy, little goalpost, little field. We need to take that nationally. It's a big undertaking, but every boy or girl needs to play a version of our game.
Hill says the governments of Australia and PNG have provided funding for the establishment of pathway programs in the country. He says the franchise is collaborating with the Education Department for some exciting initiatives.
People ask me all the time, why did PNG not have more NRL players? It's really, really simple. In our industry, in this country, you don't really start playing structured rugby league until you're 15. Your growth and maturation is coming to an end at that stage, and our poor boys and girls are just learning to play the game. I have no doubt there are hundreds of Elsie Albert, Justin Olams in this country. We just need to introduce them to the game, into the environment, into nutrition, into looking after yourself at an early age. So, absolutely, and we need the Education Department. And I want to thank the Minister for Education, who's going to announce some wonderful initiatives in partnership with the NRL teams shortly.
Maricela Kelaton, TV1 Sports.
Cricket PNG recently received merchandise consisting cricket uniforms from the Australian Defence Force through Pacific Oz Sports Program. Chief Executive Officer Cricket PNG Richard Dunn said this support will help Cricket PNG with its programs in the communities.
20 boxes of Cricket Australia merchandise was presented to Cricket PNG by the representative of Australia Defence Force at the Amini Park, Port Moresby. Lieutenant Colonel Alicia Haywood and Sergeant Cameron Clancy handed over the merchandise on behalf of the Australia Defence Force. Chief Executive Officer of Cricket PNG, Richard Dunn, said this merchandise support is a clear demonstration of continued collaboration between the PNG and Australian governments to grow and support sports across the Pacific. Dunn said the demonstration is valuable because getting sufficient equipment and clothing is an ongoing challenge for Cricket PNG. The CEO said it will make a real difference to Cricket PNG's programs in the communities. Dunn further said Cricket PNG commits to working in collaboration with the ADF and Australian government through Pacific All Sports program and develop cricket by expanding the sport to other regions in the country and make the sport inclusive. Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Regional forecast. Southern, isolated showers and thunderstorms with areas of heavy rain and potential riverine flash flood over Gulf. Port Moresby partly cloudy with possible few showers and thunderstorms. Momase, scattered showers and thunderstorms with areas of potential heavy rain and flash flood riverine flood. Lae, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and thunderstorms with areas of potential heavy rain and flash flood, riverine flood. KV and Kokopo and Rabaul mostly cloudy with some rain showers and thunderstorms. Highlands, scattered showers and thunderstorms with areas of potential heavy rain and riverine flood. Menditari and Wabeg, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, slight to moderate with northeast to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Solomon Sea, smooth to slight with northeast to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea, smooth to slight with northeast to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Pacific Ocean, slight to moderate with easterly to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daro to Kiwai Island, to Kerama to Yule Island to Hood Point. Waters of Hood Point to Samarai Island to Cape Vogel and Alwyn Bay Islands. And waters of Medang to Wewak to Vanimo in northern PNG Indonesian border. Sea 0.5 to 1.5 meters. Waters of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Fincher Fen. Waters of Fincher Fen through Vitia Strait to Siasi Long Island to Medang. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands. Waters of New Ireland to East New Britain to Bougainville, and waters of West New Britain, sea 0.5 to 1 meter. And that ends TV1 News. Have a safe weekend. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by